Welcome to Humble Christian School. My name is Kathy Stewart, and I'm the fourth grade teacher here. I've been teaching for 20 years. 16 of those have been in the fourth grade. I've been in Humble Christian School since inception, and I wanted to talk to you today about what the expectations of your fourth grader will be. Our curriculum compounds upon each other, and so what happens with lower elementary is first helps for second, second helps for third, but in fourth grade we consider ourselves the upper level of the house. So you've gone up the stairs now into upper elementary, and fourth grade is the first level of that. So there are some different expectations for your fourth grader in upper elementary than there has been in the lower elementary. Some of the things that we expect from fourth graders are more independent work. We work on organizational skills and we work on study skills. And that is to prepare them for fifth and sixth, which prepares them for junior high. So these are all things that we will be working on this year. So basically, we're just all going to be working together to kind of mature a little bit and get ready for those tween years. Okay, so this is the book that you will need to keep handy wherever your handy spot is at home, because everything that you need for fourth grade is going to be in this book. So the very first thing that you're going to see when you get this book is there are some papers on this side of the folder that will need to be returned the second week of school. I'll give you a week to sign them, and they're basically just our behavior papers, our memorization schedule, that kind of thing that we'll need to keep saying that you've seen these things. And then there's a little letter here that talks about the procedures that I'm going to talk about right now in the video. The very first thing that's important for a fourth grade parent to do is to get online, and you can either do it through the web or you can call and order this Texas notebook. The reason why I need for you to do this now is because it takes till October if you do it now to get this in. And this is a major part of Texas history, because one thing that we do learn in fourth grade is American history, and then we stop our curriculum and go to a Texas history curriculum for about 8 weeks, and we use this book for that. So if your child doesn't have this, it's very, very difficult for them to complete the assignment and the major project that's due. It does take that long. It is free, but I do need for you to do that. So this page here gives you the way to do that. You can either get on the web or you can call, and then I'll check up again like in November to make sure that you've had that. This is our How I Act chart. This is going to be the conduct chart. The way How I Act chart works is there are 10 infractions that we use up here: lying, cheating, not doing homework, that kind of thing, to give a child what we would call an infraction for not acting out properly. So the way that we do that in fourth grade is we do have visual for them. They will have a stick that has their paper clip or clothespin on it, and they'll move that if they need to. But we also have a conduct book. So what happens is, if your child should do one thing that's infraction, say for instance, no homework, that's a big thing in fourth grade, because not only do we take away minus 15 points, but they also will have to do the infractional part of it, which is writing the Declaration of Independence. So with the first infraction, your child would write 1/3 of the Declaration of Independence, plus get a minus 15 for that no homework, and also they would have to do the homework. The second day, according to our handbook, is if they do not do that, they will receive a 0 and a possible day of detention, and they would probably end up writing the whole thing, the whole Declaration of Independence. So with each infraction, it goes down, so they can have a 1/3, they can have a 2/3, or they can have a whole one. So in any given day, a child could move from 1/3 to 2/3 to a whole one, depending on their behavior. It usually doesn't happen. Usually the first 1/3 is enough for them, and they're good. But there are some behaviors that will just generate them straight to the office. For instance, fighting, or something that's going to endanger the children. We wouldn't do this step. We would just go straight to Miss Bettis or Mr. Howell. This How I Act that you see here will be in part of that paperwork that I need you to sign, and your child will need to sign. So it goes into detail exactly how we do our discipline, and we will need those papers back. When a child does get the infraction, we do put the date, the offense of what they have, what they're getting, whether it be 1/3, 2/3, or sometimes Miss Bettis will say no recess, whatever it is, and then your child will need to sign this. We keep this log all year. That way we can track behaviors. If we're having issues with behaviors or you're having concern with your child's behavior, it's all right here. And every infraction that they've written and you've signed is all going to be in their pocket. So this would be in the conduct book. Okay? So going back to our next little folder here, the next page is all the conduct stuff that we're doing. The next page is our memorization and project schedule for the year. It is all set out for the year. Everything that is due is already in here. And then this also is part of the paperwork that I would have you sign. We do not change this unless there's been something major. Say there's a hurricane or we have a field trip, and we never bump it back. We always go forward, not forward with it, but back with it. So it would never come earlier than when it's due. It would come later, and you would always get an email. With any projects that we do, I always send a rubric, and I always send information 1 month out. So your first project is going to be your insect project. It's due September 30th. August 30th, around August 30th, you will get the whole packet. You'll get exactly what's due. You'll get the rubric, all of that for a month. And we also have examples in the room for you to see as well. So with each one of these things, it tells you how we spread it out. And then the history documentation is something that we work on every day in class until it's due. History documentation, with the exception of a couple, they're mostly oral, and I do tell you here whether they're fill in the blank or oral or matching or whatever it is. But we work on documentation every day. It's in the back of the history book, but it's also in the back of this book. So I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. This is your Bible memorization schedule for the year. Again, we do not falter from that unless we've had something major happen, and then we'll just adjust that and let you know via an email. So this would be all the documentation that you would need for the Bible verse. So if you're one that wants to start earlier on the next one, you're welcome to do that. All Bible verses are oral, except for the ones that are multiple. Then they will be fill in the blank, and they're given every Friday. Okay, unless we're on a field trip, then usually we'll have it on Thursday, and I'll let you know that, or we'll have it on the following Monday. Okay. Also, every spelling test is every Friday too. This is our calendar for the year. It kind of gives you everything we need to know for when our vacations are and that kind of thing. This is the school supply list. This is very important. One of the things that I would say about the school supply list is please make sure that your child has the millimeter centimeter ruler, because we do centimeters and millimeters. They do need a King James Bible because that's the version that we use. So if you're teaching your child, say in another translation, when it comes to doing the actual saying it, reciting it, I will be doing the King James Version. So you really need to probably stay in line with that because it does confuse the child. The other beauty of fourth grade is they get to change in PE clothes, which is great and wonderful because this is the year that they feel like they're big and they get to do that. So what happens is we have PE twice a week. It has been in the past on Tuesdays and Fridays, but I'll let you know when school starts when that's going to be because I'm not sure when that is. That actual day, your child will come to school in PE clothes. They do not have to come in their chapel uniform, no, because we don't have PE on chapel, or regular uniform. So 2 days a week, your child will be coming to school in PE clothes. 2 days, they'll be coming in normal, the regular uniform, and then 1 day they will be coming in chapel clothes. So what I would say is make sure that you put your name on everything for your child. Make sure that they bring a water bottle, and that they are dressed in the PE shirt that they have to purchase at school so they can go to the front office. I suggest that you purchase 2 because in the past, like I've said, we had PE Tuesday and Friday. So if you are too busy to do laundry, they need to have a clean shirt and not one that they've been playing in. So I would say to buy 2 PE shirts. And then the bottoms are just black or gray, like shorts or long pants, sweatpants during the winter. So, and then they can just wear their tennis shoes. And that's what they would wear for PE. Make sure that they do bring a water bottle with their name on it. Also, it gets very cold in my classroom. I have to keep it kind of cool in here for the classroom next door to kind of get cool. So it is very cold in here. Yes, I do want to see if it's going to snow. It hasn't happened yet, but it is an experiment that I do because I'm very hot-natured. So I do ask that you send your child a sweater. They're welcome to keep it here on Monday through Friday. I send it home on Fridays for washing, and then they can bring it back again on Monday. Again, make sure that your child has their stuff labeled. Okay. The next thing would be what you're going to see in their take-home folders. And their take-home folders will be this homework sheet. It'll be filled out. It'll tell you exactly what homework there is. Most of the time, homework for fourth grade is mainly just spelling words. We have a spelling test every Friday, so they'll have their spelling words Monday and Wednesday and Thursday night, unless we have something going on Friday, like a holiday or something on a Monday. Then we'll have our spelling words on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because we didn't have school on Monday. It's something that they do. It is homework, but usually it's a warm-up in here in fourth grade. So as long as they stay focused, their homework, it would the spelling would be done. The only other homework we have is to study. That's very important. We have a lot of tests and quizzes in fourth grade, and that is something that's going to be different for you. It is not uncommon for your child to have 2 or 3 quizzes and a test on the same day. That's how the curriculum falls. You're in a fast-paced curriculum. I do try to take the test and make them to where they're not doing 2 major tests together. So that I do flip those occasionally. But study habits is going to be something they really are going to have to focus on. So for quizzes, you have a day, and that's because usually the day that we're studying, that would be what we're going to quiz about that day. Test, in fourth grade, your child will see their first 9-week test. And for instance, the history test is 7 chapters long. Therefore, I give you a day for a chapter. So you will get your 9-week final study sheet 7 days out or a week out. If it's just 1 or 2 chapters, you'll get it 2 days out. I try to give an extra day, so sometimes they'll get the study sheet 3 days out. Granted, we may not have gone over the information yet, but it's something for them to study to get used to their tests that they're having, because they will have big tests and quizzes in here. This will be your homework sheet. Also, in their take-home folder on this side, there will be a pocket, and it will be parent info, anything that you need to know. And then the back side would be daily papers that we go over that you just need to keep at home. It's stuff that we don't really grade, that we went over together as a class, and we just need to keep that emptied out. So that's what you'll see here. From this point on, what this book is anything that they would need to have in fourth grade to help them memorize something. And that's because some fourth graders, it's tough for them to remember to take their books home. That is something that we do work on as far as organization. But I also want my parents to have that as well. So if your child should forget their history book and they need to study the Declaration of Independence, it is in the back of this book. So that's not a problem. The only thing that's not back here for memorization is spelling, and that's because my spelling is on spellingcity.com. So if you'll go to spellingcity.com, all of my spelling lists are on there as well. So if they should forget that spelling book, you have the way to get that as well, or anything. I will tell you that I do work with the kids diligently, especially the first 9 weeks of school. At the end of school, I tell them, okay, everybody take this out, and put it in your backpack. And then after that, I kind of just lift up a little bit, because we do want to give them that responsibility. So that's very important. The other thing that I need to talk to you about is the test folder. You'll get your test folder every Monday. Unless Monday's a holiday, you'll get it Tuesday. It'll look like this. And on the inside, it will have this. So it will say, please sign and return to teacher. This is all the tests. That is per school policy. All tests must be returned to the teacher. And yes, I do keep track of that. So if it's not in there, I will be sending you a note or an email saying I didn't get this test back. So if you'll just sign at the top of each test that you've seen that grade and send this back. These will be quizzes or daily grades that I've taken, and you're welcome to keep those at home. We do not have a place here in our desk for a binder. Fourth grade has a lot of books. As a matter of fact, we have 12. And so it's very hard to fit all of those books in a binder in our desk. So I encourage the parents to get a binder at home and separate out each subject, like math or history, and file these pages back there, because that will help them. The quizzes will help them with their tests, even though we do a study sheet. There's just no room to put that here. So if you can just every Monday take all this out and then send this back to me on Tuesday signed, that would be great. And I'll also have a note the first day you get this as well. I'm very excited about fourth grade. If there's any questions that you need, you're welcome to email me. I'm so excited at hopefully seeing you on open house where we can all fellowship and meet the teacher, and I can meet you. Please bring your supplies. Have them go ahead and label. You don't have to, though. I will label if they're not here. So, but if you could do that, that would be great. And I look forward to a good fourth grade year. Thank you.